Welcome back to another Superman comic a day here at One Comic Book a Day. Today we are covering Superman number 5 and the first story that goes along with it, the Slot Machine Racket. Now if you are like me, you are wondering how there is still technically gambling happening in the Superman universe, Metropolis, seeing that Superman destroyed all gambling not, 10 issues ago? If you've been watching these videos, Superman waged a war on gambling to make sure there was no more gambling in Metropolis, but slot machines are gambling. So this is possibly a power vacuum he created. He's not really helping anybody, it's just kind of making things worse. Also for the mobsters, they should know that he just ends up crushing these things and there's nothing they can really do to him. So Lois and Clark are walking around, going into a convenience store. There is a slot machine there that is very popular with all the kids. They sort of wonder about it, but the owner kind of likes the slot machine. It's making him a lot of money. How much money could he be making off these kids? Like, what was the allowance for the average kid in the 1940s? Like $1 seems way too much, right? Maybe a few quarters, some nickels. You could go a long way with that stuff. I don't feel like they would be making a massive amount of money, especially in Metropolis, where sometimes it's a big town, sometimes it's like right next to farms. One of the kids happens to be late for school and runs right out into the street to get to school on time and is almost hit by a car. Clark has no time to change into Superman, so he has to jump and save the kid himself. Lois is actually pretty surprised about his bravery, almost to a like, "Oh, Clark, I didn't know you had it in you." But Clark, now paranoid that she's going to figure out that he's Superman, faints. She also complains that he didn't go inside and, like, berate or beat up the store owner, which she could have berated the store owner. I don't know why she constantly just wants Clark to beat up people. Maybe it's her kink? Oh my god, is that legitimately right? Is her kink watching people get beat up? That would explain so much. Oh, I'm not going to think about that. They go into another store where there's a slot machine where the store owner doesn't quite like it, but he was forced by a mobster named Slug Kelly. So Lois and Clark go to confront Slug Kelly. He lets them in because he thinks they're going to do good press on him, but when he finds out what they're really after, he has them both thrown into the cells he happens to have. You know how like mobsters just have like iron door cells all the time? Maybe they did in the 40s. I don't know, that doesn't seem like something they would have. It seems like they would just kind of kill these people. Or just kick them out. Why imprison someone? I mean, ransom. Feels like a waste of money. They do separate them before they imprison them, so they're both in their own cells. The mobsters are all in with Lois, making her sign a confession that says that her editor, George Taylor, not Perry White yet, is a co-owner of the racket. Which, I don't know, I feel like you didn't think that one through a lot. These are reporters, they can look into it. There will be no money trail. And there's probably plenty of evidence of George Taylor not even being around or even having the time for this. I mean, it could work. It'd be a little harder to research, but I don't know, this doesn't feel like it's going to work, especially in a place where Superman is. And they do seem to know who Superman is. Because Clark, completely alone, is able to change into Superman very quickly. You know, Superman, bright blue costume, red cape, Superman, and he just bursts through the door. My favorite thing about this is when he bursts through the door, he makes a comment that he should be not making that much noise, like he's on a stealth mission, and then immediately starts just breaking everything in his wake. I don't even get what he thinks a stealth mission is, but I do love him just breaking people's stuff, especially bad guy stuff. And actually, I do really like this issue. I do kind of like this story because even though it's a mob story, there's been like a slow buildup. Like I understand the threat, what the havoc they're causing, and what they're about to do. Like there's a legitimate setup to a problem, to us understanding why Superman has to take care of that. And that's actually good story structure. I would like more mobster stories if it wasn't just him flying into the mob who we haven't met before and them shooting at him. And the mobsters are all surprised that the bullets don't work. This is legitimately a story about him having to take down a threat we understand. It also leads to a moment where the mobsters do seem to actually know who Superman is, so when they all see Superman breaking the stuff, there's this wonderful moment where they're like, "Oh crap, it's Superman!" I live for moments like that. Give me more moments like that. Not them being surprised that their weapons don't work, but actually being like, "Oh crap, Superman." He's also wonderfully very quippy in this issue. I have to bring this up because it's very big inconsistency. Like, Siegel loves to write Superman kind of funny, but he doesn't do it every issue. There will be issues where Superman doesn't even crack a single quip, and then his tone will be serious, and then like an issue like this, he's almost like Spider-Man in the way he won't stop quipping. I'd rather take the quipping Superman, he's at least more interesting, but I just find that weird that there doesn't seem to be a middle ground. He either isn't quipping or he's quipping way too much. Kelly sets the building on fire and leaves Lois there to burn to death, but Superman quickly pulls her out. Lois then returns to the Daily Planet with Clark, where other newspapers have run the confession she wrote, which George Taylor is kind of not happy about, but they're going to fix it. While Lois is out, she gets kidnapped by Kelly, because of course she is. She has to be in danger because it's really the only purpose that she has ever put in these comics, sadly. And that one store owner who said he was forced to have the slot machine to begin with starts pushing the slot machine out and across the street. He's either going to leave that into the street so it gets destroyed, which would probably cause an accident and maybe kill somebody, or the only dumpster is across the street, which is also just like poor planning. He needs to get his own dumpster. Kelly and his men are driving by there while he's across the street. While he's crossing the street, so Kelly tells his men to just mow him down. They do know that the car is not going to take that very well, right? Superman, of course, shows up and saves the store owner at the last second. Kelly's men jump out to go fight him, but Superman just easily beats them up. And with essentially everything defeated, he picks up Kelly and takes him to a school bus and makes him admit to the kids who he's been taking money from that this was a bad thing. He then takes Kelly over to the school and makes him confess to those kids as well. So he takes him in front of a judge. The judge can't convict him without any evidence. Hey, a Superman story where he legitimately needs evidence, unlike the other times where he doesn't need evidence at all. But Superman's not too put off by this. He just leaves and goes and gets the children, who then tell of the confession he made. I don't know, that felt like a really convoluted way of doing that. But it works, and he's sent to prison. And the final panel is Superman telling us about the evils of gambling and how we shouldn't gamble. So yeah, moralizing story. Not my favorite, but hey, I'll take more issues like this if it has some sort of structure. Overall, it's an improvement, and I'm totally into more stories like this. Give Superman a challenge, something to beat, instead of just having him kind of run around beating people up. Get it? There is a difference. And that's it from Superman number 5 today. I'll be continuing the other Superman stories in this issue tomorrow. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. I do this Monday through Friday, and Fridays is now Bat Friday, where I cover either a Batman or Detective Comics issue. And until next time, let us ponder the question, whatever did happen to the Man of Tomorrow? Bye!